Hey guys, it's me again back at you with another video. Yesterday's video was different than what I usually post, right? But today I'm back at you with another story time. Now, this story time you might think it's BS. I swear on my mother's life. I swear on the life of every single dog on this planet. I swear on every single 747 that's still in service that could get retired. That this story isn't BS and that it's actually true. This story time is about my paranormal experience. So you might think I'm crazy, but let's just get into the story time. So this story time took place back in July or June. I can't remember the exact. I think it was July. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was July of 2016 in my in a rural town in the middle of Poland, near at my grandmother's, like at her near her house and stuff. If you guys didn't know, my mom's side of the family is actually Polish, so yeah, I'm actually half Polish. So yeah, we go on holiday there like every 2 years, and that was one of the times we went there. And that night, the night before, I went for a sleepover at my cousin's house, which is like literally across from my granny's house. I was there at a sleepover. We were watching some horror movies the night before. Pretty ironic if you think about it. And he's really obsessed with bikes. He wants to race at the Tour de France race one day, and he was basically training that morning, like just cycling around the forest because some of the forests there are actually pretty beautiful, to be honest. And he comes back that morning. It's about 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning, and he wakes me up and is like, David, wake up. And I'm like, well, because I was still asleep, I was asleep when he was gone. And he goes, I saw a ghost. I saw a ghost. I'm like, all right then. I was half asleep when he said that, so I didn't, yeah, And I wake up eventually, fully, and he like tells me the story. So what happened to him was he was training and cycling down to the forest, and basically in the forest that this took place in, there is you cycle down about like maybe or walk about maybe 200 meters, 250, 300 max maybe. And on the left side at the very end, when you're in the actual forest area, there's a cross, and he turned right, like the cross is here. Well, okay, the cross is here, and he turned here. That's yeah. And he tells me that he's about like 200 meters away from the cross, down from the cross, and he tells me that he saw a ghost there. And the way he described this ghost was utterly terrifying. Like, it had the shape of a woman. It was wearing apparently like a white robe or dress, and like had no face or anything. It just had two black eyes, like black-eyed children. And like if you saw that, like yeah. And he says he saw that, and that thing, whatever that was, he said it was like 30 meters in front of him, and he said that it like turned around and looked at him, then floated across the road. Literally didn't walk like you'd imagine someone walking across the road, just floated across the road, like cruised, and then turned around and looked him in the eye, and they looked up in each other in the eye for about, like he said, about 4 or 5 seconds, and then he turned his bike around and just cycled back to that cross. And he said he deja vu'd, if you guys know that song. Like, he turned, like drifted from that cross. He nearly crashed into a tree and turned and just cycled back to my granny's house. And apparently when he came back to my granny's house, my parents and everyone was there. Like, they woke up pretty early because they wanted to do some stuff with the house. Apparently he came back there, and like he was like literally crying like a little baby, like couldn't speak, couldn't do anything, couldn't eat, like nothing. So we go to my granny's house because he asked me, still at his house when he got back, do you want to see like the tracks that my bicycle left, because it's pretty amazing, and this will just prove you. And I'm like, in my mind I was like, this story is bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go. Like, ghosts not gonna pop up, right? Ghosts aren't real. I was a little bitch back then. So we go back to my granny's house. I have breakfast, and he tells everyone the story because he calmed down at that point. And he calls his friend up, like, do you want to go see that with us? And he goes, yeah, sure. So we walked to his house, which was about 250 meters down from my granny's house near the church. And instead of going back to my granny's house and walking towards the forest, we just walked across the field because it was shorter, the field near his house. And we get near that forest, like to that forest, and we walk down, and he shows us from the bicycle, and we walked past the cross again. We walked past the cross, and the cross, that cross always, whenever we walked there for like mushrooms and stuff, like, or just cycling there, that cross, that area in general, always gave me a creepy vibe. Whenever I remember when I was like a little kid and we went there, I literally closed my eyes every single time that we were there, and just like waiting until we cycle out of that area, because I just didn't like that area. I hated it in general. It always creeped me out, but for some reason creeped me out even more then. And then we walked the same way he cycled towards the same place he spotted her or it. I'm gonna call it an it. And then we're just walking, like, walking. He shows us more trails, and then he goes, "Shit, guys, do you see that?" And we go, "What?" I start sweating. His face goes pale. My heart started thumping. His friend is like, "What the fuck? You both of you are crazy. Who are my friends with?" And we look down and see the same damn thing, the ghost or spirit or whatever the fuck it was, and it's just like standing there, and it looks at us, like us in the eye, and I just saw it was in the shape of a woman with two black dots where the face would be. So obviously that's the black eyes he described. And it literally, again, it looked at us. It cruised across the road, like he said, floated across the road, and just disappeared into the forest, like on the other side of the forest, just disappeared in. And it couldn't have been the sun or anything, because the forest was like caped over by trees. It couldn't have been the sun reflecting or anything. It literally, like a human would, but it just wasn't walking, just disappeared into the forest. And we turned back and literally run the fuck back. Like, we just run back a couple of meters, like a couple of 100 meters, because we were terrified. We were fucking freaked out. I was never so scared in my life. And we decided to go there, where we fucking saw that thing, which probably isn't the smartest decision, but we decided to go there. And there was literally, like, the sand was literally, like, it seemed that when it crossed to the other side of the road, it kind of skidded across the sand and into the forest, because the sand was literally, like, there was like a little mini crater and like a little mountain at the end, let's say, a little hill of sand at the end. So I don't know what the fuck that was. It wasn't the wind, because it wasn't a windy day. So yeah, I'm actually terrified just talking about this. It put me right back into that, and then we go back and tell everyone. It spreads like wildfire around the village, because it isn't a small village. We tell everyone, the shop ladies, we tell some other, my granny sister, she was supposed to go on a bike ride there, but she freaked out and didn't go in the end. Yeah, so that's really it, how I saw a ghost in the first time I ever saw a ghost in my life. So that was it for today's story time. I hope you guys enjoyed. I might make a video tomorrow, might not, I'll see. And yeah, peace out, bye.